Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I was just live, but my computer just crashed. Very, very annoying indeed. So sorry to anyone who was watching me and it just basically completely cut out. I have restarted the stream now. I'm going to go for probably around half an hour. Just going to start off with a summary on Bitcoin. If you've got any altcoin requests, there, guys, throw them in the chat, and I'll get to them once I've just summarized Bitcoin here. As you can see here, we do have a symmetrical triangle playing out on the short term here. On the hourly time frame, if you guys want to get this up yourself, we are currently testing a pretty crucial point at this 55 moving average coming through here. But yeah, we are currently basically finding a bit of resistance at this point here. If we can't get over that, another 2-hour stream, potentially NX. Very, very annoying having my computer just crash like that. Very unprofessional in my opinion. Having everyone, I had like 30 viewers and stuff, and it's basically just cut all of them off, which was really, really annoying indeed. But yeah, probably not another 2-hour stream because my wisdom teeth are coming through and they're absolute agony. But definitely going to go for potentially half an hour to an hour or something like that. Something along the lines of that, right? Because one, I do feel guilty for cutting everyone off like that. That's really, really annoying. But yeah, so at this point in time, Bitcoin, we are basically losing. Well, sorry, we've lost this 55 and we're currently testing it to the upside. Currently finding a bit of resistance there. But on the positive side, we are setting these high lows continuously, right? Which is good news, right? It is good news because if we do continuously set these high lows, we are going to see another test of this 55. And if that happens, we are going to see that progression to the upside, testing in the price action channel here. And hopefully we can find a nice level of support instead of resistance off this 36,575 mark. If we can do that, ideal. We're going to see some progression to the upside, hopefully challenging this 200 moving average that we've got coming down here. And as you can see, it's pretty dominant in terms of resistance, right? It's pretty dominant in terms of resistance in momentum to the downside. So it's definitely something to consider if we do get anywhere near that price. But first, let's have that target of getting over that 55, getting over these major levels of resistance. This 21 coming down here, the 10 moving average coming down here as well. Let's get over those major points first, and then we can talk about touching this 200 and finding a level of support there. And if we can do that, I would be looking at testing the lower side of the symmetrical triangle and potentially looking for a break, right? Potentially looking for a break to the upside. Obviously, depending on where we're going to break to the upside here, it would be a measure move looking along the lines of this, right? It would be a measure move looking along the lines of this from the bottom to the top in terms of the previous downtrend. Referencing the previous uptrend that we just saw there, that would be the measure move to the upside, right? A lot of traders trading other things like to do measure moves like this, right? They look to do big, juicy, humongous measure moves like that. But for me personally, for crypto, I think it's very greedy indeed, right? It's pretty greedy indeed. So that's why I go for the smaller ones. They're more likely to play out. And yeah, there's more chance of making those gains, which we're here to do, right? We're here to make that money in terms of the trade, right? In terms of percents for that trade, which we were currently potentially looking at, if we do see a break to the upside, we would be looking at around a 9%, just under 10% trade for that gain there, right? But you do have to think about, we do have these grey box zones here, these lower high points coming through here. I've stressed a lot about this before, these lower high points coming through here that we do need to think about. If we do get over that, I can see us progressing to the upside, and I'll be flipping pretty bullish indeed. But it's crucial. Absolutely crucial we get over that point, because if we don't, then as you can see, we have seen that insane rejection to the downside from that point there. So we could be looking at some sort of correction, right? Some sort of like 10% maybe correction there for Bitcoin, which would be pretty awful indeed. But yeah, if we get over that, I will be flipping a lot more bullish before seeing some more resistance sat around that 43, 44 zone. And I know there's a heavy point of resistance at 48k as well to think about, right? But yeah, guys, apologies if you were on the stream last time, well, a minute ago. My computer did just crash. Very, very annoying. Very unprofessional indeed. So yeah, apologies if you got cut out there. Very, very annoying indeed. But yeah, that's potential trade to the upside there, around just under 10% there for Bitcoin. But in short-term targets right now, we are looking, in terms of progression to the upside, we are looking at claiming this 55, which we're currently testing at that 36,300 zone. We are setting these high lows continuously in terms of this uptrend, which is good stuff indeed. On the basis we lose the 55 and we do see that resistance to the downside playing out, and we can't get over this level of resistance here at that 36,500. I can see us coming down. First of all, touching the top of this grey zone here at around that 35,600, potentially seeing some sort of bounce from there, hopefully. If not, I can see the absolute bottom being here at around 34,500 mark, right? That 34,500 mark is pretty crucial, because if we go to the monthly time frame here, let me bring up some moving averages. If we go to the monthly time frame here, we've actually got a 10 moving average coming through here. As you can see here, there's 10 moving average coming through here on the monthly time frame, and obviously it's on the monthly, so it's pretty congruent in terms of support. So we do need to think about a bounce point there, and that is pretty much 34,500 there. So if we do get to that point there, we are going to hopefully find a nice level of support on the monthly, which is an indication that we are going to bounce to the top side of the symmetrical triangle, which we've got playing out here on the short term, right? So it's definitely a few things to take into account if we are to see some insane sell-off power, because we are looking, yes, back in Cloud. My computer crashed, very, very annoying indeed. So apologies to you there, sir. For that happening, because obviously it's very unprofessional. It's very, very annoying indeed, right? But yeah, so in terms of a bounce point, it would be that 34,500 mark. That's pretty congruent, which is looking pretty good, right? It's looking pretty good indeed. In terms of what's happening on the MACD here, we do have this pretty dominant support line, right? This pretty dominant support line coming through from this lower low point here, right? And as you can see, we have seen quite a lot of support on it in terms of trend reversal, right? So you see this point here on the lower side of the symmetrical triangle, which was playing out here. We did, and it was actually just literally a trend line at that point, but we did see that support playing out, and then we saw the trend fizzle out from there, and then we saw that bullish crossover. So it's an indication that we're nearly at that support level, and we're nearly done. We're nearly done with this downtrend, right? We're nearly done with this downtrend, and we're going to see that basically progression to the upside from there, which would be nice indeed. But unfortunately, as you can see, we are still pretty far away from a bullish crossover. So, I mean, we found a lot of support on it for quite a while, so we could finally lose it, right? If we finally lose it, then this trend cycle is going to be done, and we would be looking for lower lows continuously from there in terms of downtrends, and then we can set some sort of new cycle for the future. But at this point in time, we are looking like we are respecting it until we break it, until we find, well, obviously we might have a bit of spillover here, but at this point in time, it's all right. It's all right. It's not looking too bad because we are finding that support there. Like this dude's streams, he's going to teach us all that a lot here. Knowledge to the moon. Yeah, I've been trading about a year and a half now, bro. So not even too long compared to other traders that have been trading for like 10, 15 years and stuff like that. Even 5 years is a long time. But yeah, I've been trading for a year and a half, but I've just studied a lot. Obviously, you always need to know more. But yeah, I've studied a lot over the last year and a half. And that's why I've got to the confident point in the sense of trying to get my TA opinion across and to you guys online here. But yeah, guys, obviously it's a new stream, so if you could smash that thumbs up button, turn that thumbs up blue, helps me out tremendously because I did just lose all those likes from before, which is obviously going to be detrimental to the algorithm. So yeah, appreciate that, guys, a lot. As you can see on the RSI, on the hourly time frame right now, we're pretty central, not that much going on. We're more selling towards the downside, and that's obviously what's happening here in terms of the price action to the downside on the RSI there. But until we're oversold there, we're not looking like any momentum to the upside is going to be gained, right? Not looking like any momentum is going to be gained to the upside. And as you can see, we are seeing that rejection on, we are seeing that support level on the MACD there. So it's definitely something to consider, right? Definitely something to consider. If we are going to see that trend reversal, if we are going to see us reclaim the 55 moving average, we're going to see that potential momentum to the upside in terms of buying power, right? That's pretty much the short term of Bitcoin summed up there. But yeah, worst case scenario, if we do lose that 34,500 zone, it's not looking good at all because we'll lose the 10 moving average on the monthly, and then the target to the downside is that $26,000 for Bitcoin. But I highly doubt it's going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, if we did lose this trend line to the symmetrical triangle on the smaller time frames, right, the next target would be this high low point here, and this high low point here. We would be looking at bounces from those points there. So definitely a few things to consider there when trading Bitcoin on the short term, right? Let's jump to and guys, if you've got any altcoin suggestions, chuck them in the chat, and I'll jump to them once I've done Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm just going to do a recap on Bitcoin for anyone jumping into this stream that's new. Just to adhere to the title and stuff. So yeah, if you're jumping into the stream and you're new, I'll do a little brief thing on Bitcoin. But yeah, obviously I did lose everyone a minute ago when my computer crashed. Very, very annoying indeed. It's really annoying. I've got an insanely good computer as well. So what was going on? Windows was like, yeah, time to update. Restarting your computer. I was like, what? Having a laugh. But yeah, so in terms of the long term on Bitcoin right now, the midterm, we do have this falling price channel, right? This falling price channel, it's not looking so bad. I mean, it's not looking like the healthiest in the world. I would have liked another touch to the downside potentially before we saw this progression to the upside. Honestly, it wouldn't have been good for the price of Bitcoin, but in terms of healthy chart patterns, it would have been good for this downwards, this falling price channel that we got coming through here. In terms of targets right now, for the midterm for Bitcoin, we do have this 21 coming through, moving average, right, and this 10 moving average coming through as well. We did actually lose it. We lost it, but we found a nice level of support on this horizontal support point at $36,070, right? We're looking at bouncing up from there. If we can find a nice bounce, find a nice momentum to break through these major trend lines that we got, major moving averages that we got coming through here, find support from that, I would be looking at potential target at this horizontal resistance point, correlating with this 55 coming down as well, at that 37,330 zone. And that does correlate perfectly with the reversal in terms of a trend on the MACD here, in terms of the long term, right? In terms of the long term, we could be looking at reversing the trend, bullish crossover coming up pretty imminently. If we do find some sort of fizzle out in the trend here in terms of the downtrend here, then we're looking at an uptrend here, probably finding some resistance at this point here, but still that is enough to get to around this point before seeing any sort of consolidation correction point right there. So that would be a potential target if we are going to be getting over this 21 and 10 moving average, which are currently they're currently pretty close together, right? Near enough there, right? So yeah, we would be looking at that momentum to the upside if we can get a nice level of support on that there, right? But yeah, if we are to basically lose it, see that momentum to the downside, lose the 55 on the 1 hour, yeah, you lose the 55 on the 1 hour here, and continue that downtrend on the MACD there, on the 1 hour there, then we would be looking at potential targets of, I hate to say it, this horizontal support here at that 45,000 zone. So it does all kind of correlate perfectly with the bottom side of this symmetrical triangle here and that monthly moving average we've got coming through here. So yeah, a few things to think about. But yeah, absolute bottom point, pinnacle bounce point would be that 34,500 zone for Bitcoin, right? In terms of what's happening on the RSI for the midterm, right? Hey, everyone is back. Yeah, I'll jump to that. I'll jump to NKN in a minute there for Cloud, and then ERG for Populous Papa. Populous Papa, cool name, bro. And Lethal's back on it. Yes, Lethal. Nice to see you here, bro. NX, I will jump to ETH for you there, sir. But yeah, Lethal's a pretty OG out here. And sorry to anyone who left the stream earlier. I did get cut out. Very, very annoying indeed. I got cut off. Well, Windows decided to update, and it just restart my computer. Very, very unprofessional indeed, so I do apologize for that. But as you can see, in terms of the midterm, in terms of the RSI here for Bitcoin, I'll jump to your altcoins in a sec once I've done this little BTC update here. We are seeing that resistance off this downward sloping resistance line in terms of the RSI here, so it's likely that we are to come down a bit further. It's an indication that we are to come down a bit further. It is an indication that we are going to see that 34,500 zone potentially get played out, but at this point in time we would be looking at a bounce, as I said, off this grey box zone at that 35,600 mark. Okay, it's a crucial point to watch. If we lose this 55 on the short term coming through here, lose the 55 on the short term coming through here, potentially finding resistance off this price action channel, we would be looking to come down here and setting a lower low in terms of this trend which we've got playing out here. Good stuff. Very good stuff indeed. Now, let's jump to the midterm again. Obviously, that's the RSI played out there. In terms of what's happening on the MACD here, let me bring that up. In terms of what's happening on the MACD here, we do obviously have this trend cycle coming through here. So if we are going to see this bearish crossover happen pretty soon, we are seeing a nice level of support coming through here. So definitely something to consider, right? Definitely something to consider when we do see that price dump, right? When we see that price dump, we are looking. It's basically correlating perfectly with that bounce point at 34,500. So watch it. At this time, if we do lose these crucial levels of support, which we've got here, that 21, that 10 moving average, and also this 36,085, well, 36,070 zone, we would be looking at coming down to that 34,500 zone. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that happening, guys. In terms of trading Bitcoin right now. And guys, if my speech isn't coming out properly, all my wisdom teeth are coming through at the same time, so my mouth is in absolute agony. But yes, I'm still here doing a stream for you guys every single day, Monday to Friday, 1 to 2 hours every single morning. So smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, smash that like button if you never want to miss any of my content, any of my streams. And yeah, constantly creating content for you guys. But yeah, let's jump to the long term here. Pretty much summed it up on the long term, referencing it earlier with this 10 moving average coming up here. I will do Theta for you there, Rebels, and also where are we? Hello, Sujan. Nice to see you back on the stream, bro. Apologies for us cutting off earlier. That was due to my computer crashing. Very, very annoying. And Jake Silo, I'll do that for you as well. So watching from the Philippines. Very, very cool indeed. What temperature is in the Philippines? What temperature is it over there? Right, the long term for Bitcoin on the monthly, right? This is crucial that we stay above this 10 moving average coming through here at that 33,000, 34,000. Yeah. Sorry, this does correlate as well perfectly with that move to the downside in terms of the symmetrical triangle here on the short term time frame, right? Symmetrical triangle, so bounce point like 34,500. The stars are aligning for this point, right? Potentially a long position up from here. Long position up for this 10 moving average on the monthly here. Definitely something to think about because everything is falling into place in terms of all the time frames for a bounce at this 34,500 point, right? Let's jump to the daily quickly. In terms of the daily chart right now, Matic, please. Yes, Cloud, I'll jump to Matic for you, sir. In terms of Matic, no, you threw me off, right? In terms of this descending triangle here, looks like a good entry point. Okay, I'll jump on that pretty imminently, right? In terms of Bitcoin right now, we do have this descending triangle to the downside in terms of a bounce point. As I was saying a second ago, it does correlate perfectly with this 34,500 zone. So if we are going to see that progression to the downside, we're looking like another thing is lining up for us to bounce off this point here. So it's definitely something to consider. If we are to break to the upside in terms of price action here, we would be looking at a measure move, looking at something along the lines of this. And that, as you can see, that does correlate with the 200 and the 21 moving average coming down pretty swiftly indeed. So there would be potentially really good take profit points to think about, right? But obviously that is on predication that we do break to the upside of this ascending triangle, right? Definitely something to consider. And also the next point, some take profit points to think about throughout that trade would be along the lines of this. In terms of horizontal resistance points, you've got these lower highs that we do need to smash through to basically have that confirmation that we are seeing that swing around, that retrace in the price and that momentum growing towards the upside in terms of the confidence for Bitcoin, right? A few things to think about there. On the long term, right? That's pretty much summed up on the long term there. But yeah, crucial point would be getting over this trend line here at that 37,900 zone. But then we would be testing these lower high points. But yeah, bounce point in terms of summary would be that 34,500, right? Let me just have a look back in the time. Let me do NKN there for cloud. Oh, that's the wrong chart. That's the wrong chart. Yep, NKN. What are we looking like? I don't think we've ever done this one, bro. I mean, it's not so bad. Obviously, this is the crypto crash on the what happened here before. Obviously, the low point was that 19 cents there. I don't know any fundamentals about this coin myself, but it's not looking so bad. We're seeing that progression to the upside. We're seeing that gradual uptrend. It's not insanely steep, right? So we don't have that momentum like crazy, which isn't so bad, because if we are going to see that momentum like crazy, you see we had these insane pullbacks. And for me personally, I don't really like the pullbacks. Right? Who likes these pullbacks? They're not very nice. It causes uncertainty in the market. But when you're having these insane growth like that, you need pullbacks like that for it to be healthy, right? So it's definitely something to think about. But at this point in time, you're looking pretty. It's pretty progression. I'd say next target would be to get over this crucial point coming through here, which you have just pretty much found support on the closing side of this on the closing side of this trend line coming down, this downward sloping resistance line. Sorry, this downward sloping trend line coming through here, but you do have another one coming through around here, potentially looking something along the lines of that. If we are going to wick up, we are potentially going to see some sort of resistance there. But good news, you have claimed the 55 moving average on the 4-hourly time frame here, so you're looking at finding a nice level of support on that, which you have, because obviously you have tested it to the downside, tested the 21 and the price action channel here in this current last 4 hours, right? So yeah, it's looking very strong indeed in terms of buying power to the upside. You did actually come up from that bottom point to now up to like 5%. Very, very good indeed. So yeah, pretty bullish on this right now. I would be saying that we are going to come up and test this zone. And I would be inclined to say that we are going to break it, right? It is the third test. It would be nice to see us break it. And also we have got the support of this downward sloping support line coming through here from that... From the test here, which as you can see, we did come down and test it. We found a nice level of support, and we're seeing that progression to the upside. And it's just turned blue. Progression to the upside looking good in terms of a target, in terms of a price. I would be looking at getting over this point here, and that is around that 41 cents there. If you can get over that point and find a nice level of support, a few candles around that point, I would be looking at progression. And then after that, a target price would be, it would be not quite that 200 there. It would be this point here. As you can see, we do have a horizontal resistance point pretty clearly identified here at that 45 cent zone there. So we would be looking at potentially some sort of resistance from there. And also we do have a pretty dominant line coming through here as well, horizontal support point, which we could think about, right, in terms of a bounce point if we are to get rejected from this point here. Currently testing these lower highs on the way up, because obviously they're crucial if we are going to see that initial price reversal, right? We are going to see some crucial tests basically get played out there. So yeah, a few things to think about there. But yeah, short-term targets would be to get over this point here, and then we can look at potentially this horizontal point here, this horizontal resistance point here, and then that progression up to that point there. So yeah, in terms of prices, I would be looking for that 41 cent to happen within the next 12 hours or so, right? In terms of the RSI right now, we're pretty central, not that much going on. Can't really get a proper pretty good gauge from that. Not really any dominant trend lines coming through that I can see. I mean, potentially. Something coming along like this, downward sloping resistance line. As you can see, we do find resistance off this point continuously, and we are coming out to that point near enough, right? We are coming out to that point near enough, so that is sort of an indication that we are going to see some sort of rejection, or we're going to break it to the upside, right? If we break it to the upside, we can always think about coming back down later on, once we've been that overbought, and then coming down and then potentially seeing support, and then potentially another bounce to the upside from there. So yeah, I would be watching this pretty crucially to see what sort of resistance we have here. Because as you can see here, we did get that spillover. We did look like we were going to break it, and then we came back down and we reclaimed it, right? So yeah, definitely an indication to see what's going to happen with the price, whether we're going to get wicked out here like happened before. As you can see here, we did get that wick out happen here. So hopefully you can get over it, find a nice level of support, a few candle closes above this point here, and then then you're going to be looking at finding the support on this downward sloping currently resistance line on the RSI here for NKN, right? In terms of what's happening on the MACD, right? In terms of what's happening on the MACD, at this point in time, you've just had that bullish crossover, right? You're seeing that uptrend, pretty strong indeed. I mean, it's not looking like it's fizzling out anytime soon. You do have high points here to think about in terms of getting to. Pretty high. It's pretty goddamn high. So it does look like we are going to potentially see some progression in the price there in terms of the MACD, right? Let me jump to what was next. It was Matic, did you say, sir? NKN. I need to do Populous, and that's ERG, and then VET, and then ETH, and then Celo, and then Theta, and then Matic, and then Bitcoin Cash. Jesus. List is stacking up, guys. But yeah, guys, obviously I was on the stream earlier, was going for near enough 2 hours, and my computer crashed, very, very annoying. And so I did lose all my stats, which is very annoying. So guys, if you're liking the stream, smash that thumbs up, turn that thumbs up blue. Helps me out tremendously in terms of the YouTube algorithms and stuff. Obviously, I've only been streaming 2 weeks, so I'm still trying to get my point across in an educational way and all of that stuff, working on my confidence and all that stuff. So yeah, I do really appreciate the support here, guys, in terms of turning that thumbs up blue. And guys, I stream every single morning, Monday to Friday, 1 to 2 hours. So if you want to be here with me every single morning, Monday to Friday, then smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. You're never going to miss one of my uploads. I also do emergency Bitcoin updates. I also do alt gen videos. Also do just crypto content coming out of everywhere, right? Crypto content coming out of everywhere. So yeah, smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. You're never going to miss one of my uploads at all, right? At all. Right, let's do ERG. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it is on it's on TradingView, I'm afraid, sir, so I won't be able to do ERG for you, but I'll do VET. I'll do VeChain, baby. Do VeChain, baby. Yeah, I'll do VeChain for you. Just bring that up on my watch list. Yeah, there she is. As you can see, VeChain right now. It's not looking bad. We are setting high lows continuously in terms of the price. Very, very good stuff indeed in terms of progression to the upside. But as I said, these are crucial points, right? These are absolute crucial points to get over. These lower high points created in terms of these insane downswings that we created. And as you can see, just from literally looking at the chart here, that downwards momentum, right? That downwards momentum from that point in terms of resistance is heavy. It's pretty goddamn heavy. So it's definitely something to think about, right? Because if we are going to see some sort of progression to the downside here, that was wrong, some sort of progression to the downside here, we are going to be looking at a test of this zone. If we don't break this zone and find support, we do have this 200 moving average coming down as well, so that's another level of resistance there to think about. So yeah, I can basically see us just looking at the chart and the candles and moving averages and chart patterns right now. We are looking at some resistance off this point. Hopefully we hold this 55 moving average coming through here, this green one, and find a bounce point off there, and then keep testing it, seeing that consolidation along this zone before breaking to the upside. That's the ideal scenario, but at this point in time, you can see the downwards momentum from this point, even when we get to it from that insane buying power from that when we saw that literally like 5-cent VeChain, right, which is insanely cheap. In my opinion, VeChain is insanely cheap right now. I do see a lot of things happening in terms of Asia using VeChain. I know China are pretty bullish on it, right? So yeah, a few things going on there with VeChain. Do some research on that if you want to learn a bit more. But yeah, in key resistance points, it would be this point here. I would be looking at getting rejected from there around that 13 cents. If you were looking for an accumulation zone, I would be looking to come down and bounce off this support trend line that we've got coming through here around that 11 cents there. Don't think we're going to be going any lower than that at this point. But if we are going to go lower than that, we are going to be eradicating these higher lows coming through here. And that basically, in terms of the long term for VeChain, we are looking at a bigger reversal in the price, right? A bigger reversal in the price, challenging these lower low points. Well, that's a high low, but challenging this lower low point in the future if we do see these high lows basically get eradicated. So there's a few things to think about there. In terms of short term targets, it would be to smash this point, right? Smash this point. This is absolutely key, right? Absolutely key that we get over these lower high points here, and that's basically VeChain summed up for you. As you can see, we got a little downward sloping resistance line coming through here. On the old midterm. Yeah, midterm for VeChain. So if we are going to come down in terms of the price, we have got support. We've got a nice level of support on the RSI in terms of buying power. So that's an indication we could be looking at another accumulation zone once we lose these major moving averages and we bounce off this level, this support trend line coming up, right? Because it's an indication that it's basically lining up perfectly with the RSI here. I'm just going to have some H2O and then going to carry on. And what was next? Did VeChain, ETH, and NX next. Oh, God, this guy's back. Yeah. Yeah, Ivo, I was doing my stream and I was 2 hours in and it completely cut out. Completely cut out. Computer crashed. Windows was like, we're restarting your computer. Really, really annoying. Yeah, very, very annoying indeed. Yeah, so I've had to basically cut the stream out. I had like 30 viewers, cut everyone out. Very, very annoying stuff. So apologies to anyone who is returning. Quite unprofessional. Pretty annoyed about that. But yeah, hopefully everyone... a lot of people have come back, so I do appreciate that massively. And guys, if you're enjoying the stream, smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out tremendously, right? And obviously I lost all my stats from that last stream because my computer like crashed, so very, very annoying indeed. But yeah, apologies from me to you in terms of that, right? Let's jump to what was next. What was next? We had ETH for NX there. Ethereum coming through here. As discussed a minute ago, we do have the symmetrical triangle playing out. Admittedly, it's not very attractive. You know, some of the OGs out here know I like attractive chart patterns when we're seeing a lot of healthy touches for either side. But for me personally, it's just not that great, right? It doesn't look that good. It's not a very good triangle. Obviously, due to this insane pump to the upside, due to that insane panic sell moments there, right? But for ETH, bullish on ETH, I do think ETH is going to be seeing some insane gains. There's Richard Guy's back again, for God's sake. I do see some insane gains for ETH in terms of trades right now. We would be looking at potential break to the upside in terms of this symmetrical triangle we're playing out. That would be very nice indeed if we were to break to the upside here. And guys, you're going to have to bear with me as well because all my wisdom teeth are coming through at the same time, right? So I'm in absolute agony doing this for you guys talking, but resilience is here, right? Resilience is here. I'm enjoying myself, so yeah, I'll just be drinking a lot of water throughout the stream, right? Long on ETH now. I wouldn't be long on ETH now because I would be waiting for a break on this top side of this symmetrical triangle here. If we were looking for that break and we were looking for a percent for that, we would be looking at maybe a 15% gain there for ETH. It's definitely something to consider, and at this point in time, we are finding a nice level of support on the 55 moving average here, right? Taking profit TA appreciated. I'm not saying that we're going to get rejected right now. I'm saying I would be waiting for this 2,700 zone. And Ivo, come on, man. Nothing I say is financial advice. It's just my opinions, right? Come on. Take everything I say with a pinch of salt and do your own research. Don't just copy what I'm doing. But yeah, as you can see here, we are finding a nice level of support on this 55 after coming down and testing the 21 and the price action channel coming through here. We do obviously have a lot of horizontals coming through here in terms of horizontal resistance point we need to get over, and that is around 2,611. That's what we need to watch for to progress to the upside. But yeah, we did find a nice level of support at this 2,563 zone here as well. So that's pretty good indeed. It's pretty good indeed. But yeah, in terms of the trade for the upside, I would be looking for a 14% gain there in terms of that measure move for when we break to the upside, come back down and then retest this trend line and then get a better entry probably around this point if we can see that momentum to the upside from there. But obviously take into account we do have this 200 moving average coming in as well. So I would be looking at taking some point of profit at around probably say about 40% of that trade there, bit of profit there at 4%, and then potentially more profit there at around 8%. Just basically staggering my take profit all the way up, just in case we do see a price reversal and we do see that insane resistance from this point that what we've been speaking about, and then we're going to basically, in a sense, get wrecked, right? Get wrecked in that trade. But if we're taking profit near enough all the way up, it's looking very good at all. Joking, not taking profit and losing all. Oh yeah, bro. But yeah, if you want to copy the symmetrical triangle on your chart, just wait till it plays out and see what's going on from there, right? But yeah, I would be pretty cautious of taking profit at these. Not cautious, I would be pretty inclined to take quite a chunk of profit at this point because obviously we are seeing this insane downwards resistance to the downside from this crucial point here. So yeah, definitely something to think about in terms of a rejection for ETH there. If you're looking to accumulate ETH, right? If you're looking to accumulate ETH, I would be saying we're going to get rejected here, right? I would be saying we're going to see some sort of rejection or some sort of correction here. Not sure how big it's going to be because as you can see here, pretty big dumps, right? Pretty big dumps indeed. So we could see something big or we could see something small and then bouncing off this support line coming through here at the top side of this symmetrical triangle. So yeah, it's pretty, we'll just have to see how we go. Obviously Bitcoin is sort of the leader in that, and Bitcoin, looking at Bitcoin now, it's doing some bits. It's claimed that 55 again, very nice stuff indeed. And also we are testing this price action channel looking for that next target for Bitcoin at around that 36,575. Good stuff indeed. It's not looking like we are going to fall down to 34,500, which is a crucial bounce point, potential long position there to think about, referencing all the other time frames. In terms of ETH for the RSI right now, we do have this downward sloping support line coming through here, and we are finding a nice level of support of it continuously, right? So yeah, definitely something to think about if we do see a dump in the price pretty significantly, and that's probably going to correlate if we do see some sort of rejection from these lower high points here in terms of this horizontal resistance point or even the 200 moving average here. So yeah, be pretty cautious with the long trade now thinking about it. At that 2,872 zone, we would potentially be seeing some rejection. Yeah, I don't know how that Richard guy got here. So annoying, so annoying. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, smash that thumbs up. My stream just did crash. I did lose all my stats. Very annoying indeed. And yeah, I am a new YouTuber on the block. Only been here for like, what, 2 weeks and a bit now. Coming up to my third week. It'll be 3 weeks on Friday, right? So yeah, I do appreciate all the support. And I need a little helping hand getting on those YouTube algos. But yeah, so yeah, guys, appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you ever so much. And guys, I stream every single day, Monday to Friday. So yeah, smash that subscribe button and that notification bell if you never want to miss my uploads. I also do altcoin videos, emergency updates, alt gem videos, just continuously making crypto content, right? So yeah, if you never want to miss my uploads, smash that subscribe button and we'll go from there. Notification bell as well. And I am seeing the OGs in here, like Ovo is a complete OG, Lethal's a complete OG. We've got Cloud's becoming an OG out here, and NX NX has been here from absolute day one, right? Day one, he was there with Tim, right? So yeah, in terms of what's happening for ETH right now, I do see us basically, if we do come down, we are looking at a nice level of support. So it's definitely something to think about in terms of this point here. And the longer it's going to take, right? The longer it's going to take for the selling power to come off here, we are going to be near enough oversold anyway. So that's another indication we are going to see some sort of bounce from this point. Very, very healthy in terms of trade patterns indeed, in terms of buying and selling patterns indeed for the RSI for ETH, right? What was next? What was next? A richer guy went to ruin the chat yet again. It was CeLo for Jake, right? Or Cello for Jake. I mean, right now, we'll go to the daily quickly. I mean, obviously, this is the crypto crash. Not that much data here, but the crypto crash here was just pretty awful. We haven't really seen that much recovery, right? I hate to say it, Jake. We haven't really seen that much recovery in terms of price action here. We have set these higher lows. These high lows coming through here. But in terms of actual momentum to the upside and getting eradicating these lower highs, I mean, it's not the best, bro. It's not the best indeed. I mean, if you were looking for a pretty good target, it would be to the upside. It would be this $3.80 zone, because obviously you do have these lower highs point coming in here, and also this 21 moving average coming down as well. So yeah, definitely something to consider if you were looking for a target point to the upside, because we are going to see some resistance off that point. I can say that pretty congruently. We are going to see some resistance off that point there. Pretty crucial point would be literally, like as I said just there, around that $3.80 mark. On the daily there. In terms of what's happening on the 4-hourly right now, I mean, we've seen a reverse in the trend, right? We've seen a reverse in the trend. We've seen these high lows being set. So that's an indication that the price is recovering, right? It is recovering. You have got these insane surges of buying power on the, this is the 4-hour as well. Insane surge of buying power on the 4-hour, right? But as you can see, we have this insane surge of buying power, but then the corrections you're getting from that, it's like 13%. It's crazy, bro. For me personally, it's not that healthy if it's doing that over the space of like 4 hours. Like, it's crazy stuff. But with that being said, you have had a nice consolidation period here, which shows it's stabling off a bit, right? It's stabling off a bit. It's becoming a bit more reliable. You've got a lot more things going for you there. But yeah, as you can see, we do have this upward sloping support line coming through here, so it's definitely a bounce point which we're looking at finding support on. And as you can see, each time that has happened, we have seen that progression to the upside, right? We have seen that progression to the upside. So ideally, we want to see a candle close in the next hour and 22 minutes on the 4-hourly above this point here, and then see that progression coming up, testing the 55, hopefully holding it, right? Because as you can see here, we've come up, we've tested it. We've tested it quite a few times here, and seen that swift rejection, right? Seen that swift rejection, even on this mega candle we got coming through here, right? We have seen that swift rejection, so I would be looking at this point crucially in terms of another rejection. But as you can see, it is correlating. It is correlating in sort of a triangle sort of pattern here coming through, in terms of like a small sort of ascending triangle you're coming through here. So yeah, I would be looking at that break to the upside and potentially finding that support on that 55 moving average and seeing that potentially let's go on. If we're going to the upside there, it would be literally like from here to here. So let's do it like that. In terms of a measure move to the upside, in terms of a long trade, you could be looking at, it would be around this point. It would be entry after finding that support off the 55 there, and you would be in terms of a percent looking for that around 4-5% there. Not too bad indeed. Pretty good for a swing there. But yeah, just be careful because obviously you can see the price action here. It's pretty volatile indeed. So yeah, definitely something to think about in terms of there. But yeah, you are setting high lows. I mean, worst case scenario, you lose the lower side of this ascending triangle, and you see that progression to the downside. My next target point, bounce point, would be here, and that'll be at $3.25 for a bounce point to the upside there. And worst case scenario, you see that, and then you're going to basically come down. If you've eradicated this high low here, you're basically going to come down and test this high low here, which you don't want to be losing that. If you lose that, I can see you coming down to this volume weighted ATR band at around that $2.87. But in order to get there, there's a lot of support holding you up there, so I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon indeed, right? And guys, if I am streaming and something does happen, I will be putting it on my Twitter. So if you want to go follow me on Twitter, that's absolutely calm. And my Twitter handle is CryptoChesterG. So yeah, if you want to go do that, you're never going to miss basically an update if it all crashes like happened earlier. I was like, oh god, guys, just went on my Twitter. I was like, guys, it's completely crashed. I'll be back on shortly. But yeah, left like 30 people hanging earlier, which really sucked. But guys, yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, smash the thumbs up, helps me out tremendously. Not a problem at all, Jake. Have a good day, sir. What was next? We did CeLo, yeah. Let me jump to Theta for Rebels there. Theta token. Right, that is we're on the 4-hourly chart here. You can see the symmetrical triangle playing out. It's pretty healthy, right? It's pretty healthy, not bad indeed. We're seeing these touches continuously to the upside, continuously to the downside. It's pretty good. it's pretty good. And this was on my watch, my one to watch today, I think, today, because we were looking for that break to the upside for Theta, and we do know Theta has been behaving pretty abnormally compared to a lot of the other cryptos out there, pretty recently, right? Richard Simmons, aka your brother, feeling threatened. Not at all. Richard actually came from my brother's stream, and it was really annoying him, just spamming in the chat, and he had literally like five to 10 accounts just going bang, bang, bang across the whole thing. So when my brother gave me that shout out at the end of his stream there, he obviously came with it. Very, very annoying indeed. BTC TA, please. I've purchased. Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm joking, bro. I'll jump to that in a second for you. I've just got a couple of altcoins to cover for my most recent audience there. This Richard guy is one resilient spammer. Yes, he is, Ferry. Yes, he is indeed. But yeah, let me just do Theta token for, who was it? Theta token for Rebels there, and I'll be back very shortly to do those other altcoins there for you guys there. So yeah, as you can see here, we do have this downward sloping resistance line of this symmetrical triangle. If we are looking to break to the upside, which I said on my altcoin of the day here, I would be looking at a break to the upside. If we are looking for that break to the upside, we are looking at potentially some good gains there, potentially some good gains in terms of a long position there, and that's around 18%. Very, very nice indeed. Very, very nice indeed. But we do obviously have these crucial horizontal resistance points sat around that $8.14 and that $8.26 mark there in terms of price, right? But yeah, very, very crucial indeed, because we are going to be testing this lower high point in terms of this trend coming through here. So we do need to take that into account, because as you can see, the resistance coming down from that point is pretty strong indeed, right? So we are going to see some sort of retracement there, I do think. So that's an indication if we are to break to the upside, right? Don't go enter along as soon as as quickly as possible. I'd be waiting for us to come to this point, see that retracement, see that retest of this retest of the top side of this symmetrical triangle, and then a potential long position up from there, right? Very, very crucial indeed. One, to get a better entry, and two, if we do see some insane rejections from there, you're going to see it play out, and you're not going to be in your trade. You're not going to be in your trade if you just entered it here. You're not going to get a stop out. So it's minimizing that that risk there, which is very good stuff indeed. But yeah, if in terms of a full measure move, we would be looking at the 18%. In terms of price targets, I would be looking to get over this downward sloping resistance line on the top side of this triangle firstly, and that is around that $7.62 mark. Worst case scenario, we lose the momentum for Theta. I mean, to be honest, I don't really see that happening, because we are setting these high lows continuously, and it's looking pretty good indeed. I would be looking at losing the 55. If we lost the 55, we've still got the 21, and we've still got the price action channel to support us there. And yeah, so it's not looking so bad. It's not looking so bad. And also on the daily chart, to the lower side of this symmetrical triangle, we do have this 200 moving average coming through as well. And that obviously is for the daily, so that means it's pretty goddamn strong. And it's the 200 SMA, so yeah, it's pretty strong indeed. So yeah, definitely something to consider in terms of maybe even a bounce point from that point, right? So yeah, that is that's Theta kind of summed up. But yeah, target would be to get out of this zone here, get out of this symmetrical triangle, which we look like we're challenging pretty well at this point in time, live on air, challenging pretty well indeed. So yeah, a few things to think about. Get over that, get a few candle closes over that, and then we could be looking at a target for this $7.80 there. Wink, wink, wink. No, sir. Just kidding. Hello, Bitcoin Beach. Shout out to you, sir. It's my brother out here, helping out my channel a lot here, guys. So yeah, if you're not familiar with him, go check him out. He's in a sense my mentor, right? And basically taught me a lot of the things that I know in terms of trading, right? But yeah, so at this point in time, that was Theta token done for Rebels there. Let me do Matic there for you now, Cloud. Sorry that took so long, bro. I'm waffling on. I'm trying to speed up my TA a bit more, but I just try and chuck in as much information as possible. Try and reference the RSI and the MACD continuously. But yeah, getting there. But yeah, so it's pretty messy. Let's jump to the 4 hour, right? Jump to the 4 hour. Obviously, you can see this pretty dominant symmetrical triangle playing out here. I mean, we are breaking to the downside of it. We are losing that level of support. Well, we lost that level of support, and now we're testing a major moving averages. Major moving averages coming through here. Yeah, major moving averages coming through here, and we're looking like we're going to find a nice level of support on this 55 moving average. And obviously, guys, we all know Matic. Pretty bullish on Matic. Abnormal price action happening with Matic continuously. They were actually one of the only altcoins to really actually recover extensively from that insane crash, right? Insane low point there. They did actually recover fairly well indeed, right? But yeah, so we're not fond of him around here. What? Right. Yeah, so in terms of a target for Matic right now, I would be looking, if we are going to progress to the upside, I would be looking at reclaiming this this trend line coming up here, this trend line of this symmetrical triangle. I would be looking at reclaiming that. Jog on hammy. you can't slit off my brother. I'm just going to defend him, Cloud. Not at all, bro. Not happening. But yeah, so yeah, a target point for Cloud right now would be this horizontal resistance point at that $1.94. Get over that, reclaim this this very end point for this symmetrical triangle here, and then break to the upside in terms of upwards momentum. That would be ideal. Next point of target would be this horizontal resistance point at that $2.23. That's the ideal scenario. If we are to basically fall off a cliff here and start eradicating some of these higher low points that we've got coming through here, I would be seeing us coming down and testing this sort of zone below the 55. We're going to see that's the wrong tool. We will be seeing some resistance at this point indeed. As you can see, we do find a level of support here. Sorry, we will find support at this point indeed. As you can see, we do find a level of support there. And at that $1.74. So if we are going to fall to the downside, I would be potentially looking at a little bounce there. Maybe not insanely significant, but yeah, definitely something good indeed. And also, if we do lose that, the next target point to the downside would be that $1.67, right? $1.67 for another bounce point indeed, because as you can see, we do see insane momentum to the upside from there. In terms of what's happening on the RSI for the 4 hour right now, we do have this downward sloping resistance line coming through. This downward sloping resistance line coming through here. So we do need to think about that in terms of if we do have a surge of buying power to the upside, we are potentially going to see some resistance here. We are going to potentially see some resistance here. And if we're referencing the chart, that's pretty much going to line perfectly when we come up and test these crucial resistance points here, right? That is going to basically line up perfectly if we do see that buying momentum. I would see us basically retracing probably down to the 55 once again, giving the RSI to play out a little bit more in terms of selling power, and then that momentum to the upside before we seeing that insane point of resistance at that $1.94. But yeah, best case scenario, absolute best case in terms of the RSI right now, we break to the upside, we get to this support point here, and we go had to short low. We get to this point to the upside here, and we find the resistance of this point here, and then basically go with that. And if we find support to the top side of this downward sloping resistance line here, then that would be ideal. We could see that buying power to the upside, but obviously take into account if we do get to that overbought point, we're going to need that retrace. We're going to need that retrace, and then we could be looking at another potential bounce of support later on in time, right? Around the 5th of June, around that point, right? But yeah, this downward sloping resistance line is going to be with us for a little bit, because as you can see, we do continuously respect it. So yeah, why not? Let's keep it here. If it's going to show us where to get in and out, let's keep it here. As you can see on the MACD here, we do have these pretty dominant downtrends, but obviously they are respecting a trend cycle that we got coming through here, and that is basically an indication that when we do see that downtrend come through again, right? It is going to be pretty significant if we are going to come down and test this level of support here down at that 0.3, 0.2 sort of mark. Whoop, we back. Yes, SkyDMX, my computer crashed. Very, very annoying. But yeah, apologies to anyone else who was tuned in there, and my computer crashed. Very, very unprofessional in my opinion. But yeah, guys, if you want updates for stuff like that, or if something abnormal happens, go follow my Twitter, because that's when I literally jumped to Twitter, and anyone who followed my Twitter who was on the stream saw that I posted, guys, computer's crashed. Gonna try and get back on the stream as quick as possible. But yeah, so yeah, go follow that if you want quick updates, if you see anything like abnormally happening, right? And also I do continuously chart updates on there as well, right? But yeah. Anyway, in terms of the MACD for Matic right now, if we do see that downtrend, that bearish crossover coming through, we would be looking at a nice level of support. So watch that if we do see a dump in the price in terms of a take profit point. If we do see that test, right? If we do see that test and a level of support there, it could be correlating perfectly with this 200 moving average coming up here, because we're not yet currently in that downtrend there. But yeah, a few things to think about there, and definitely a few things to reference with Matic there. And as you can see, MRM. Mr. F, he sounded like he shorted there. So yeah, I would be watching that in terms of potential take profit if we are to see that progression to the downside and we are to lose that 55 there, sir. Yeah, that's done with Matic, right? Let me jump to what was next. Just gonna have some H2O, baby. Coin flip. Oh god. Let me do a little thing on. Yeah, let's do some BTC for Divi there. He's purchased some. Good luck to you, sir. I'm joking. Let me do it to you if you want the short term here. Let's jump to the hourly to start off with. The hourly right now, as discussed at the start of the stream here, we are potentially testing this. Well, we are testing this. We actually claimed, when I started the stream, we claimed this 55, and we were finding a nice level of support on it. But as you can see, we lost it. We've lost the support. We've lost the momentum to the upside here. Within the next 10 minutes there, if we see some absolute dumps and we do actually eradicate this high low point that we've got here on the previous candle, I can see a trend actually reversing and us coming down from there. But it's crucial that we close above this 55 to see that upwards momentum. This upwards momentum on this 55, if we can close We can close above that. That's going to be absolutely ideal. It is going to signify that we are going to come up higher because, as you can see here, these high lows are continuously being set in terms of progression rates to the upside in terms of candles, right? If we get over that 55, target for that would be that 36,350 mark. I mean, it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad at all. But yeah, it's not really. It's literally like not even $100 away. So we do need to get above that, get a close above that to see any sign of that progression to the upside. And then the next target would be, obviously with the price action channel there, but the next target would be this point that we have just currently tested at that 36,575 mark. And as you can see, we are finding pretty big resistance off that point indeed, right? So definitely something to consider. In terms of what's happening with Bitcoin right now, if we do see that resistance, because as you can see, we were basically trying to see that momentum. We found the support here, and then we just lost it, right? We tested this, in my opinion, too many times, right? Too many times. The more tests, the more chances it's going to break, right? The more chances it's going to break. And as you can see, we didn't get enough buying momentum to the upside, so we broke to the downside. We broke to the downside, and now we're in this bit of a stagnant sort of zone, right, before we can even think about breaking to the upside. But in terms of the resistance to the upside right now, we've obviously got this mad 200 moving average coming through here, and also this downward sloping resistance line of this giant symmetrical triangle, right? As discussed a minute ago, if we are looking to break to the upside, we could be looking at a potential measure move to the upside here, and that we could be looking at obviously something along the lines of this, around 8-9% there. Something to think about, depending of course where we're going to break along the top side of this triangle. If we can get enough momentum to get there, for that to happen, we need to actually smash this 200. We need to smash this downward sloping resistance line coming through here, and then we can talk about even the possibility of coming up and testing these crucial points here on the chart here, these insane resistance points, which, as you can see, have thrown us back multiple times. They've thrown us back multiple times, and that's not even the main ones. The main ones is up here. So in terms of actually getting that momentum to the upside, in terms of buying power right now on the short term, it's pretty tricky. It's pretty goddamn tricky in my opinion, right? Pretty tricky indeed in terms of not finding the resistance of this point. So yeah, in terms of a short, it would be pretty risky indeed, but you could be getting some nice take profit points if you're going to be scheduling it out properly. I wouldn't be going greedy, looking for the top like the top point of this measure move here. I would be taking nice chunks of profit at these horizontal resistance points continuously, right? So if we do see that insane reversal, which we're going to see that insane reversal, if we do see that insane reversal, I do think it would be nice to take a load of profit continuously all the way up. And then if we do see it, you're not going to be crying when you get stopped out in the long run. I'm only joking. You'll be out of your trade by then if you saw the downwards momentum fall into the downside from there, right? Right now, I do think the next target to the downside, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to hold this 55. I think we are going to see that rejection, right? We are going to see that rejection to the downside, and I do think we are going to see 35,600, right? That's the first target, right? Worst case scenario. Sorry to someone just said they just bought it, didn't they? Divi just bought it, didn't he? Yeah. Unfortunately, my good friend sir, I do think we could be potentially seeing a 34,500 pretty imminently. Probably not, maybe not the next day or so, but in the next, I don't know, maybe by the end of the week, I do think we could potentially get down there. And my reasoning for this is there's a lot of things that are lining up to basically signify that. At this point in time on the MACD, we are looking like we're going to fizzle out this trend to the downside, which is good indeed. And basically creating a consolidation period here, because the uptrend that we're going to form, we are going to see some sort of resistance off this point here, potentially. Definitely something to think about. But yeah, let's go back to the RSI. Let's get to the why I think we're going to get down to that 34,000 zone. RSI on the midterm, the short term, nothing great. Let's jump to the midterm quickly, and we'll see. Let me explain to you why what's going on here, right? In my opinion, right? Obviously, anything I say is anything I say is not financial advice, not financial advice, just my opinions on what I think could happen, right now. First point, the lowest side of this symmetrical triangle levels out perfectly with 34,500, around that sort of zone, right? To the midterm, we do have these lower highs, this high low to think about here, this high low to think about in terms of this resistance line. If we are going to come down, we are going to be losing this this point here, which we're currently testing in terms of support. So we do need to think about, if we do lose this zone here, this key zone, we are looking at the momentum to the downside. Currently, we are setting lower highs continuously in terms of this trend, and in terms of eradicating them lower highs, it's not looking good, because you can see the momentum to the downside is still pretty strong indeed, right? Pretty strong indeed. In terms of the target, as I said, we do have a target here of 34,000, around that 500 sort of zone. So that's an indicator, yeah, candle close, 34,500 sort of zone there. So that's an indication that we are going to get there. And in terms of what's happening here on the RSI, we do have this downward sloping resistance line coming through. SkyDMX, yes sir, around that sort of level. So as you can see here, we do have this downward sloping resistance line coming through on the RSI here, and as you can see, we are primarily respecting it, and we do primarily respect it, and we do find pretty heavy dumpage from it, right? Pretty heavy dumpage indeed. As you can see here, we got to this point in terms of this downward sloping resistance line on the RSI here. We got to this point here, and we did actually see that massive sell-off, right? That massive sell-off, which indicated this right going on here. As you can see, we are currently testing that sort of zone. We're testing that sort of zone. So best case scenario, we are going to be coming down to this level if we lose these levels of support here, and that is around that 34,500 zone, right? Worst case, we lose that zone, we eradicate this higher low as well, and then the next higher low is this point here that we need to challenge, right? 33,700. But at this point in time, in terms of targets to the downside, I would be looking for that 34,500, and also correlating that with not with the MACD here, it's the long term, right? It's correlating that with the long term on the daily, right? The lowest point here for a bounce point on this descending triangle, right? That bounce point on this descending triangle is that 34,500 mark zone. So yeah, few things to think about there in terms of the bounce points in terms of across all the charts, and then also on the monthly we do have this nice 10 moving average coming up as well, which we're looking at finding a nice level of support on. Hopefully, indeed, if we lose it, then God help us. No, if we lose it, it's not good. But as you can see, it is correlating and coming up to the point where it could be around that 34,500 sort of zone, right? So yeah, definitely something to consider in terms of a bounce point. Lot of support around that zone across all the charts, right? Across all the charts in terms of chart patterns and indicators and stuff like that, right? So yeah, a few things to think about there, but bounce point would be that 34,500 potential long position, something along the lines to think about, right? And that's basically Bitcoin's kind of summed up there, guys. Let me have a look and do some other altcoins for you guys. Any requests in there? Selling my house, buying Matic. Funny guy, Ovo. Funny guy. Any requests in the chat, guys? I will do that for you. I did think, I think someone requested Bitcoin Cash actually earlier. I might could jump on that for you quickly. Small profit, squeaky bum. Interesting. Yeah, let me do Bitcoin Cash. I've got that on my list, I'm sure. Yeah, guys, if you're liking the stream, smash that thumbs up. Helps me out tremendously. Obviously, I lost all my stats from my previous stream. Pretty annoying. But yeah, so yeah, smash that thumbs up. Turn that thumbs up blue. If you guys are enjoying it, helps me out tremendously in terms of being a new YouTuber and stuff like that. And yeah, if you never want to miss one of my uploads, smash that subscribe button. And you're never gonna if you ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube are late to letting you know if you just subscribe, so I do recommend you ring that notification bell as well, and then you can be one of the first OGs to watch the video when it comes out, right? Like Sky Demex does, right? Shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, as you can see here, we got a triangle coming through, but I mean it's not very good. It's not very nice. Not very nice indeed. We haven't got a lot of touches. Ideally, for good scenario, we would have liked another touch to the top side here, and then progression to the downside, and then we would have had pretty much touches continuously, and that basically means there's more potential for that planning out in a sense, right? For more potential for that chart pattern executing itself, right? But if you're looking for a potential trade for this Bitcoin Cash coming through here, would be looking along the lines of this. This was kind of what's jumping out at me on the hourly right now. We'll jump out to the 4 hourly in a second and see what's going on there. But yeah, measure move up to there would be around something along the lines of this. Obviously, it's on predication that we find a nice level of support on this 200 moving average as well. It's around a 10% gain there, something to definitely consider. And let's jump to the no, that's the 12 hour. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. That's why there's no data. Very annoying. Yep, so as you can see here, that pretty much lines up pretty much with that. So yeah, symmetrical triangle coming through. Not the best in the world, as I was just saying. We could have liked a few more touches there. But yeah, in terms of a measure move to the upside here, it would be correlating as well with finding a nice level of support on this 55 moving average as well. And that would be breaking through this horizontal resistance point to complete that measure move at 752 there. But take into account, if we do get to near that point, we are going to be literally testing some of the crucial lower highs as well. And we find resistance off that point, right? We find insane resistance off that point. So it's likely we are going to find resistance off that point. So maybe think about a take profit and don't be so greedy for that 10%, right? Don't be so greedy for that 10% and potentially go something a little bit smaller, a little 5% there, something like that, right? Obviously on predication or speculation of where we're going to break along this line in terms of the top side of this symmetrical triangle here. But yeah, definitely something to consider when trading the old Bitcoin Cash there, right? Let me do what was next in the chat. Chainlink for Lethal. Yes, sir. Lethal's an OG. He's been out here for a while. Chainlink supports all my stuff. Really appreciate all the comments and stuff, bro. Really appreciate, and the likes coming through there as well. Very nice stuff indeed. I mean, Chainlink right now, as you can see, like a lot of the charts, they are pretty much looking the same in terms of that low point, in terms of that crash, right? But yeah, it's not looking so bad. The high lows are being set continuously, which is nice. We are seeing a little reverse in the trend right now on the 1 hour right now. We're seeing a little reverse in the trend. We have just seen the 55 and the 200 crossover, golden cross sort of stuff going on here. So we are looking at potential momentum to the upside. As you can see, last time we had that death cross coming through here, we did see that insane dump to the downside. So potentially we could be seeing some momentum to the upside. Obviously, they don't always play out, but yeah, definitely something to consider in terms of buying power. Then we're going to reference everything else. But yeah, high lows being set, very, very nice indeed. Lower high being set here in terms of this downtrend, but if we can continue this momentum to the upside, that would be the target point to get over, right? That would be the target point to get over to then finally eradicate this lower high point at around that $31.29 there. Good target point there. And as we've just opened the hourly candle, unfortunately just below that 21 moving average on the hourly chart here. So that's potential that we are going to see some resistance potentially come down and test this price action channel at $29.63. I mean, it's not that great. That's not that far away, right? In terms of percentages, you're looking at literally like near enough 2% there, right? So potential for that happening if we are to find resistance off this 21. If we're not to find resistance off this 21, I do see us finding resistance. I thought it was a volume weighted ATR, but no, it's not. We do have the 10 moving average coming through here, so we're likely to test that, potentially find support, because it's not as strong as obviously the other moving averages as well, but it does add like a really pretty good level of support there. In terms of upwards buying momentum, yeah, so definitely something to consider in terms of a price target for that. I would be looking within the next 2-3 hours or so to get over that $30.52 mark. Yeah, $30.52 mark in terms of a target. As you can see, we are setting these high lows continuously in terms of this trend reversal here, which is good. It's good, but I would say target point to get rid of these lower high points here, and then you're looking at that progression to the upside from there. Cool stuff. Cool stuff, bro. But yeah, at this point in time, you are currently testing pretty crucial point, right? Pretty crucial point. I can't believe I didn't see that. Pretty crucial point in terms of a lower high being set, in terms of that insane downtrend coming through there. Yeah, pretty crucial point indeed to get over, and you are likely to see some sort of resistance coming through here. But hopefully, with this buying power coming up, sorry, with the support coming through on the 55 moving average, and hopefully this 200 coming through as well, and this golden cross, it could be looking pretty good in terms of momentum to the upside here, right? Very, very nice indeed. Chain link, that is on the hourly. Let me jump to the 4 hourly, see if there's anything really jumping out. I mean, we do have downward sloping resistance line coming through here. Don't think that's going to correlate with that very well. I mean, yeah, it could. Yeah, it could. Just use that as like a spillover in a sense, right? But yeah, as you can see here, we do have a pretty dominant downward sloping resistance line coming through in terms of a resistance point to get over. If we can get over it, that's ideal in terms of progression to the upside. But yeah, as I said before, it is these lower high points that we do need to really get over. We do need to really get over. But I have seen quite a lot of stuff online, right? Quite a lot of stuff online to do with Chainlink, and I do think a lot of people are actually pretty bullish on it, right? Pretty bullish on it, and we are seeing a reflection in terms of the price action recently. Over the weekend, very, very nice indeed in terms of upwards momentum. In terms of that, we're looking at 25% gain, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, well, I don't know if anyone profited off that. Very, very nice indeed. But yeah, in terms of short-term targets, I would be looking to get over this downward sloping resistance line, and also this lower high point here that we do need to break in terms of a horizontal resistance point, and that is around 31. In terms of the target, I would be looking for a higher high point in this trend coming through here, potentially coming up and testing this 200. I would say in the next 12 hours, ideally, we want to be bouncing off this 55, smashing through these resistance points, smashing through this resistance line, finding support there. If we find support here, right, find a nice level of support here, we're looking at it's gonna hold, right? We've got a lot going on there, and that's the idea. It's gonna hold there, and then we're going to see that progression to the upside from there, which should be good indeed. I will do make it in a sec. Mr. F. Very, very cool indeed. I'll jump onto that any second, bro. But yeah, crucial point, we'll be getting over this downward sloping resistance line at that 31, 32 sort of mark there. If we are to lose it, I would be seeing us coming down. But in order for that to happen, we are going to need to basically lose all these major moving averages as well. And this is on the 4 hours, so they're pretty dominant. And also we do have, as just discussed, this golden cross and the pretty dominant moving averages, the 55 and the 200 SMA coming through here on the short term as well, acting as a nice level of support. Right, that's good, that's done. Let me correct that chart actually, sorry. Yeah, that was a Bitcoin. Yeah, short-term Bitcoin, right? Yeah, brilliant. Let me jump to what was the next one? Maker, wasn't it? Yes, sir. And guys, if you're liking the stream, smash that thumbs up button, helps me out tremendously. Obviously, I lost all my likes and stuff on the previous stream because my computer crashed. Very, very annoying. But yeah, I'll check SLP for you, sir. In Shivam in a sec. Won't be long. I'll just sum up on Maker for Mr. F. Maker. Yeah, I'm going to jump to the daily, right? I'm going to jump to the daily, see what's going on here. As you can see, pretty crucial point that we found in terms of that crash there. That was the 200 moving average. We actually found a nice level of support there. And since then, it's just been higher lows being set. Very, very nice indeed in terms of upwards momentum coming through here. Crucial point, I'd say, over the next, over the next week or so, I would be looking at hopefully testing and not finding heavy levels of resistance off this 55 and the 21 moving average here. If we can find support there, then it's looking very good indeed. Then we can talk about the idea of coming up and challenging these lower high points here, coming through here at around that 4,148 zone. That's the ideal scenario. Worst case scenario, you find a heavy level of resistance off this 55, and you see that progression to the downside, setting that lower low that lower high yet again, basically respecting that trend coming through there on the downside. Yeah, so target point for the daily, for the weekly, I'd say would be to get over this point here, that 21 on that 55, and find a level of support around that $38,819, right? That's the ideal scenario for Maker there in terms of the daily. Right, let's jump to the 4 hourly quickly. Let's jump to the 4 hour. I mean, looking at that, it does look like we just actually broke. Yeah, we have actually just broke a downward sloping resistance line. Pretty crucial stuff indeed to think about there, because if we broke that, it basically signifies that we're finding a nice level of support there, right? We're finding a nice level of support there. XLP about to blow on the daily. Let me have a look at XLP for you in a sec there, Cloud. But yeah, as you can see here, we do have this. We are respecting the 55. We're respecting the 55 pretty heavily, right? Pretty heavily in terms of support on the 4 hourly here. So that's an indication that we are setting these higher highs continuously in terms of these candles. Granted, the last one's not been that impressive, but we've still got an hour to retrace ourselves, right? We've got an hour to retrace ourselves in terms of the higher highs. It's looking pretty good in terms of an uptrend here. But yeah, this consolidation zone here is good. It's good because we've seen these upswings. We need these consolidation zones to play out. Otherwise, we're not going to get any more upswings. We're going to get downswings, right? So we need this consolidation zone to play out, and then we see that momentum to the upside. Target point to the upside, if we can clear this high point of the previous candle coming through at 3,667 there, I would be looking at a target point for that horizontal resistance point at 3,771. That's on the basis that we do pump and we do reclaim the top side. If we don't reclaim the top side and we do set a higher low in terms of this candle, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Sorry, a lower high, because we have just set a higher low here. So it's not looking too bad at all in terms of progression to the upside. But I do think we are going to fizzle out again, and potentially that means we're going to come down and test this 55. Ideally, we don't want to be losing this 55 anytime soon, because if we do lose that, we will be coming down to this 21 moving average and the price action channel there. And hopefully we can get a bounce off that. If we can't, we would be looking at coming down and testing this pretty dominant level. This pretty dominant level of support coming down here, right? That's not what we want. That's not what we want. We want the progression to the upside and getting that 3,778 target there for you, sir. But yeah, so hopefully I summed up Maker there for you. In terms of the RSI right now, just to reference that quickly, I mean, it's pretty central. Not a lot going on. If we are to see that progression to the upside, if we are to see us come up even near the 200 moving average come through here, that 3,880 zone, we would be looking at being overbought there. So we would be looking at some sort of rejection, some sort of resilience to the downside here. Basically playing out, potentially looking at a bounce, potentially consolidating between the 200 moving average and the 55, and also this horizontal level of resistance currently at that 3,767 mark. So yeah, a few things to think about there in terms of trading the 4 hour, the midterm for Maker. Let me jump to SLP for Shivam first. I was typing in Shivam. Yeah, tired. I think I'm coming up to like the 3 hour mark in terms of both of the streams that I've come onto. In terms of my wisdom teeth that are coming through, pretty bad. They're hurting quite a lot, I must say. But yeah, you were saying, no, I was typing S. Oh, I really messed that up, haven't I? SLP first. Yep, we do have a chart. Didn't think we did for a sec there, but we do have a chart. I mean, not a lot of data. So it was obviously put on Binance on the 30th of April, so it's a pretty new coin in my opinion. I don't really know anything about this. It's not looking great. You might be looking at a leg up if you are to clear these major moving averages that are currently called up at this point. You are setting high lows continuously, but a lot of the charts are, so I wouldn't be using that as kind of congruency, considering you are a new coin. Sweet, appreciated, understood. not a problem at all, sir. But yeah, high point here. I would be looking at some sort of trend line coming down from there. From that's obviously the all-time high in terms of the Binance listing. So we would be looking at something coming down like that. If you were looking at a target for sort of the long-term sort of stuff coming through here, I would be looking at coming through and breaking this horizontal level of support, horizontal resistance point that you've got coming through here. If you can find a nice level of support on that, you can see the buying power, right? You can see the buying power to the upside from there, which is not so bad. This is obviously all done because of the crash going on there. So it's quite hard to sort of gauge the actual sort of fundamental price action for this coin here. So yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, it's not looking great. It's not looking great, right? Yeah, if you were going to draw another trend line coming through here, it would be looking along the lines of that, referencing this previous lower high coming down from this top side here, and then that would be the next target coming down in terms of a trend line, right? But yeah, I would be, in terms of long-term sort of target, it would be to get to this point and break that. If you can break that, we would be looking at testing the previous lower high at that point there. But at this point in time, your main target is to get over this horizontal resistance point and find support on this 55 already. Find support on this 55 already and see that upwards momentum. God, my mouse is so sticky. But the upwards momentum from there. It's just the clicker is just sticking, so annoying. And maybe I'm not clicking it hard enough. Yes, sir, back again. Have you done pond today? No, I haven't, NX. I've not done pond. Shivam to the moon. I'm gonna do XRP, and then I'll be jumping to pond for you there, Mr. F. Yes, I have tried clove oil, and man, it tastes awful. It just tastes so bad. Yeah, that's when they first started coming through, like a while ago. This is obviously wisdom teeth, but it's within the last weekend. They've all just started to come through at the same time. So I'm in absolute agony. But yeah, I do actually have some clove oil. So if the pain does get bad, like really bad, it's bad. But I'll be going for that definitely. But the taste just makes me gag and stuff. Awful stuff. But yeah, enough on that. That pretty new coin going there. Let's do XRP. I've got that on my watch list, so we can jump straight to that. Yeah, XRP right now. XRP right now, we're looking at the 4 hour coming through here. We do have a rising wedge coming through here. Just looking at the charts like this, bit of a rising wedge playing out potentially looking something along the lines of this. If we are to adjust this line here, going on those candle closes there. Yeah, we are be looking at potential rising wedge playing out here. If we are going to be looking at a potential move to the upside, yep, it's horrible. Yeah, it's really bad, man. I didn't really think it'd be that bad, but it really is pretty bad indeed. But yeah, so if we're looking at a potential measure move to the upside, tear them apart. I do actually have space. I'm weird. I've actually got space for my wisdom teeth to come through. So I do want to try and grow them and then have like extra teeth. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, holes better than these buggers. Yeah, hopefully I can withstand the pain and hold it out. But I know a lot of people have to have them out, right? But yeah, it is affecting my stream in a sense. But I'm not going to stop, right? I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. Because obviously I really enjoy what I'm doing. And obviously I love doing this for all you guys here. So yeah, in terms of what's happening here, in terms of XRP, we are looking at potential breakout to the upside of this rising wedge coming through here, but it's crucial that we find a heavy level of support on this 55 moving average, and also we do have a horizontal resistance point at these lower high points, crucially, that we do need to break to the upside here. If we do break to the upside from this point, we will be looking at testing this zone here to the top side of this rising wedge. That's the ideal scenario in terms of upwards momentum there. But please be cautious, because you can see the downwards momentum, the downwards resistance coming down from this high low point that we set previously when we had that insane dump, right? So we do need to think about that, because we are looking at some resistance potentially coming and bouncing off the 55 yet again, or potentially the price action channel, or the 21. Bullish on ADA, and not on ADA, bullish on XRP, just because in terms of out of all the cryptos out there, in terms of all the altcoins out there, this actually does have a pretty dominant use in terms of international bank transfers. If you don't know anything about that, do some research yourself. But yeah, I do think XRP is going to be one of the ones that holds out through the bear market if we do confirm the bear market imminently, right? I do think XRP is going to be one of the ones. Obviously, it is going to have an effect on the price, but for me, that's just a straight up accumulation point, continuously all the way down until we see that reversal, because XRP in the long run is going to be juicy. It's going to be goddamn juicy. It's going to be good indeed, right? But yeah, let me jump to the daily, right? I think that's what Cloud was trying to say, about to blow on the daily, right? I mean, the daily right now, we did test this 21 and we have found that resistance from there. I mean, it's all pretty much the same sort of stuff here. I do see that we did have that giant rising wedge here on the daily here that I was looking at before, and the crucial point that we actually, when we crashed off a cliff and we found support at this point, really it's really crucial, right? It's really crucial, because that basically means if we are going to crash again, we do have a really good safety net. We do have a really good safety net to think about in terms of potential long position or something like that. I want to count chickens before eggs and all of those sayings there. But yeah, potentially we do have we've got a nice safety net for XRP, which is good to see, because obviously previous price action for XRP, we've seen pretty colossal dumps, right? This is obviously going back quite far now. But yeah, pretty colossal dumps around last year, around those times. That's obviously COVID. But yeah, before that, we were retracing quite heavily, not following anything else, right? One of my good friends, he was holding a lot of it, a serious amount of XRP, and I don't know how he was doing it with his diamond hands, but he was just watching the money go like crazy, right? Absolutely crazy in terms of hodling value. The reason I'm saying that is because we have this this net of support. Basically, in a sense, says that we're not really going to fall below that point with confidence. With confidence, obviously, if we do have some insane panic sell, it's likely that we are to retrace up to it and basically hold it, which is very, very good in terms of, I guess, a fundamental for XRP in itself, right? But yeah, target right now for the daily would be to get over this 21 moving average at that $1.09 there, and then the next target would be this 55 moving average coming through in the central part at that $1.13, right? XRP is my favorite coin for shorting, lol. Yeah, I believe that. I do believe that. Mine's Doge for shorting. Funny stuff. And yes, I will jump onto Doge for Julian there in a sec. Personally, for me, I don't like Doge. Hate Doge, but I hate to say it, it's pretty goddamn tradable. I make quite a bit of money trading Doge, not holding Doge, but just trading Doge in general in terms of leverage trading. Yeah, I guess it's kind of predictable, I guess. Yeah, the chart patterns, they just seem to play out, which is nice. Which is always nice. In terms of the 4 hour for XRP, I think we might have covered that. Yeah, I did just delete that rising wedge, was it? Maybe. Let me see. It looks pretty ascending triangle coming through at the moment. That's what I had there before, but yeah, pretty ascending triangle coming through here for XRP. So if we're likely to break to the upside here, that's going to be ideal. And then we're going to be looking at testing these lower highs here. Yeah, dodgy coin. Yeah, exactly. 7 exactly. Nice to see you return to 7. Nice to see you here. Recognize you from before. But yeah, so this would be a clear resistance point at this lower high point in terms of that insane downtrend for XRP there. So in terms of a resistance point, I would be expecting a heavy level of resistance at that $1.21 mark. In terms of a measure move for this trade that we could be potentially looking for here, it would be looking along the lines of this, right? Obviously, depending on where we're going to break, depending on where we're going to retest. Why do I hate Doge? I hate Doge because it's heavily manipulated by Elon, by a lot of people, right? And it's someone actually owns 23% of the supply. So if imagine someone owed 23% of Bitcoin, right? They could just literally dump the price like crazy and put weight on the price and cause panic sell-off to manipulate the market. And that is yet to be done with Doge, and a lot of people are investing in Doge, thinking that it's going to be the next thing and stuff. But until we have confirmation that a 23% account holder has either sold a lot of it and it's gone, and the supply is basically equaled out to a lot of people and stuff, and it can't be in a sense manipulated as easily, then I'll be more interested in Doge. But at this point in time, there's no use for Doge. It's a joke meme coin. So yes, a few reasons why I hate it, and it has brought some, in a sense, uneducated people to crypto, and it has lost some uneducated traders and uneducated cryptocurrency enthusiasts. The uneducated guys. It's lost them quite a lot of money because they would have come into it and be like, oh my god, Doge has gone up 100%. I'm putting my whole life savings into it because I want to make 10%. And then they just dump it 80%. So it's hurt a lot of people in terms of financials, which isn't very good indeed, right? We're here to make money, not lose money. And manipulating markets is not good at all. But yeah, back to this measure move for XRP here. We would be looking at something along the lines of this in terms of a trade. 21%, very, very nice indeed. But we would be taking a nice, probably near enough all % profit at this crucial lower high point here. But yeah, in terms of an entry for this, I would be waiting to come up, and I would be waiting to come back down and test. As you can see here, we did come up. We come up, and then we came back down and we lost it, right? We came back down and we lost it. So we would be looking for that candle close and then that momentum to the downside, right? When we're above here, right? Before we just jump in our guns and have an entry. But if Elon is working on development, do you think it has big future? I mean, personally, I did see Elon is working on something for Doge. Brilliant. If he can get something going for Doge, but in a sense, the market cap and the popularity that it's already got, if he can get something going for Doge, then that's absolutely ideal. Get it a use. If it's got no use currently, if it has a use, brilliant. It's going to go from a joke to literally like the next big thing. So yeah, that would be ideal. That would be ideal for Doge. And ideal for, I guess, Elon, because he's a very big Doge fan in terms of the Doge army and all that stuff. But yeah, so in my opinion, yeah, it's ideal if they can get a use for something. Like anything, right? If they can get a use for Doge, then that's going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, in terms of this trade, I would be taking a nice level of profit at this 200 moving average coming through here. But because we are going to basically find some resistance there, we usually do in terms of the 200 moving average, or we find a nice level of support there. It's pretty dominant indeed. So yeah, I would be taking a nice level of profit there. In terms of what's happening on the RSI right now, Tech moves fast. I wouldn't be surprised if we see major moves in the next few days. Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, I probably wouldn't see next few days, but I haven't educated myself further than probably like 2 weeks ago. Last time I heard something about Doge was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I probably don't think anything in the next few days, but yeah, if it's good, then if Elon does some mad stuff, then it's great, then yeah, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, at this point in time, as Seven said, it is a crap coin, right? And it's lost a lot of people a lot of money. So that's another reason why I don't like it. But Julian, the future happens as a crap coin. Tech moves fast. Yep. It used to be a currency. Is to be a currency. I think, is that what you mean? I think potentially. Yeah. I mean, if it is going to be used for a currency, then brilliant. It's going to have a use, right? And that's absolutely fine. I won't have anything against it then. But at this point in time, it's like you've lost a load of people money. You can be easily manipulated. You're a meme coin. That's one of the factors, right? So yeah, few fundamental things that I don't really like. But as I said, great to trade. Great to trade, great to make money on. But yeah, RSI for the XRP right now, if we are going to see that dump to the downside and see this resistance play out for this ascending triangle, we would be looking at potential bounce off this support point here. And that is around that 50 central mark, around the 50 mark for the central point of the RSI in terms of buying power here. We are likely to see a potential bounce if we find a level of support, so it's a crucial point to watch here. If we do find a level of support, we are going to see that momentum to the upside, potentially bouncing off the 21 coming through here, or the 55. Oh, we're quite far away from the 55. Oh no, potentially if we do see that selling power coming through pretty imminently, we are going to see this be pretty steep in a sense, right? And basically watch where we watch where we break this support line. If we break the support line and we find that resistance to the downside, we could be seeing some sort of sell off here, and that could basically mean we are going to lose the major moving averages coming through here, and we could be testing the lower side of this ascending triangle, and potentially these horizontal support points coming through here at 93 cents and 89 cents. For XRP, I mean, I still think it's pretty cheap. But yeah, a few things to think about there. And yeah, if we are to break the downside, because obviously XRP does like to do that, we know that, we would be looking at some sort of trade looking along the lines of this. Obviously, depending on where we're going to break here. Do you mind having a look at VRA? Not at all, sir. As long as I've got it on TradingView, I'll have a look for you and do a little TA. Everything went down together though. Anyway, I'll let you move on from Doge after you look at the chart. Yep, no worries. Yeah, I was going to figure out I nearly didn't do Doge then. But yeah, I'll look at the chart for you there. But yeah, if you look at before everything went down, right? If you look at Doge before Bitcoin absolutely tanked it and dragged the market with it in terms of the dominance, Doge was doing literally the same thing, from Elon doing the tweets, the crowds of people on Wall Street bets and stuff like, let's pump Doge. It's just like, it's so easily manipulated, and that's why it lost a lot of people a serious amount of money. But yeah, it's so easily manipulated, and for any crypto, for any currency, that's not good. It's not good. But yeah, in terms of a measure move to the downside, right, I'm going to speed up a bit. In terms of measure move to the downside, right now we are going to be looking at something obviously on predication that obviously where we're going to break here. We would be looking at around a 20% decrease for XRP there. In terms of a trade, that would be a nice 20% short there around that point there. Would be very good indeed. And obviously we do have this horizontal support point coming through at the bottom here at 70 cents in terms of a take profit. And also this volume weighted ATR band is coming through as well in terms of a take profit as well. I would be inclined to take some of my profit at this higher low point here, just because we are going to see some level of support there, because yeah, because otherwise we will be eradicating it, and there's always level of support in terms of buying power from there before we eradicate that higher low, because that is, if we eradicate this higher low, this higher low here, then it's an indication that we are going to basically have that continuation of trend to the downside, which if we're in a short trade, very, very good stuff indeed. But in terms of hodling for XRP, not good at all. But yeah, let me jump to Doge for you there. Julia, good insight on the 23%. That doesn't seem healthy at all. No, it really doesn't seem healthy at all, in my opinion. But yeah, oh, sorry, Julian, not Julia, sorry. But yeah, as Julian said there, if Elon is to do some really cool stuff with technology and stuff, and give Doge a use, and it actually has a use, and it has proof that it's going to work and stuff, then who's to say it's going to be a joke anymore? It could be the next thing. And to be honest, I watched an interview with Elon like quite a while ago, and he was saying, wouldn't it be ironic if Doge became the new actual leader? And we know what Elon's like. If he wants something, he'll just smash it and do it, right? So yeah, definitely something to consider. In terms of Doge right now, we do have this descending triangle playing out pretty heavily. So it's an inkling for a long position there for Doge. But for me personally, I would be waiting for the retest as we come back down to see what the price action is happening at. What's happening in the price action at this point in time. In terms of percent for that trade, what we would be looking for, it would be along the lines of this. Oh, it's played out already, basically. So in a sense that that's basically gone, right? Obviously we are going to have that downward sloping resistance line coming through there to think about in terms of a bounce point. But yeah, so in terms of a measure move for that trade, it's pretty much eradicated. If you were going to go for a bit of a greedier measure move, right? If you were looking for that greedy measure move to the upside, it would be looking along the lines of this. And then I'm not saying this is going to go up, right? I'm not saying it's going to go up because obviously we're finding a heavy level of resistance off this 55 moving average currently here, and we are setting these lower highs in terms of the most recent candles on the 4-hour time frame here. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to go up straight away, but we are finding a level of support on the 21, which is nice. It's nice, but in order to basically see the reversal, we need to see the next candle, right? The next 4-hourly candle. We need to see that basically play out to the upside and not create a lower low point in terms of this trend. We need a higher low in terms of a live candle. So yeah, let's dump to the hourly chart right now. As you can see here, we have seen a reverse in the trend, seeing these high lows basically. BTC just broke. Yes, it did. Very nice indeed. We have seen that progression to the upside, and we have smashed through that horizontal resistance point. That's an inkling that we are going to come up, smash through these two pretty. They're dominant moving averages, but they're less dominant than the 55 and the 200, right? So I can see us basically hopefully holding the support. If we close this hourly candle above this 35 zone here, let me check to the 4-hour quickly. We do have, yeah, it's going to in line with the 4-hourly as well. Very, very nice indeed. So hopefully if we can hold a nice level of support here, we will be looking at progression to the upside at around that 150 zone. Very, very nice indeed. And yeah, it's interesting how that's playing out, right? Interesting how that's playing out. Yeah, very, very fascinating stuff there. I did actually say that I did see us coming down lower. So yeah, pretty cool stuff here, considering we have seen that imminent reversal for Bitcoin. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Mr. F there, coming through to let me know. Just makes you wonder how many make up 50%. Yep, very true indeed. Very, very true indeed. I mean, I know. I'm not with Doge. Like I'm saying, so I know so many people that are holding Doge, like so many people, but they don't know really anything about crypto. So it's like it's just a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. A lot of people lost a lot of money. But yeah, enough negative talk. Let's get back to the positives here. So as you can see here, in terms of Doge right now, we have seen that reversal in the price. I would be looking for a target, short-term target on the hourly for this 200 moving average at that $32 cents and 85 there. In terms of percent for that gain for what we're seeing now, it would be literally like near enough a 1% gain there. Not so bad, not tradable, but still that would be a target I'd be looking for. If we find a nice level of support on that, that's when I'd be looking for these horizontal resistance points at that 33 next target, and then the next target for that would be that 33.79 to break through these lower high points continuously. In terms of this trend kind of fizzling over, right? We need to break through these lower high points continuously to see that basically momentum gain to the upside, just find that support there, and then that progression from there, right? Very interesting stuff for Doge there. Very, very interesting stuff. Yeah, sorry, VRA. Yeah, let me jump to VI847 there. VRA. Oh, God. It's not looking like it's on TradingView, sir. Oh, we do have it on Bittrex here. Let's have a little look on Bittrex. I mean, let me jump to the daily. Let's have a little look. Obviously, I've never done anything on this before. God, it definitely pumped at open, right? We're obviously seeing this. When you see a pump like this at open, right? Usually when a coin opens, it actually dumps, right? That's the kind of like the common thing to happen. But this pump at opens is a good sign. Obviously, there's a lot of supporters in terms of that. Obviously, I don't really know anything about the supply and stuff. But yeah, it definitely has some definite supporters in this point in time. But as you can see, we are seeing that progression to the downside. We saw this crypto dump here, but this is obviously healthy. This is good. This is good because we have seen this insane gain to the upside. In terms of percents for that insane gain to the upside, we're looking at literally like 2,000%. So we do need that. We do need that retracement. We do need these crypto crash to kind of level us out there. But from there, from this point here, setting these higher lows continuously, you're having a lot of upwards buying momentum in terms of the daily, right? Oh yes, Pond. Sorry, my bad, NX. I will jump onto that. Yeah, so in terms of upwards momentum right now, you did clear 100%. You're currently at around 94% profit, 94% gain since that last higher low point there. Yeah, so that's pretty good indeed in terms of upwards momentum on the daily there. You have just VRA on Qcoin. Let me have a look. Obviously, I'm on the wrong chart here. VRA Qcoin. This one here. I see. Yeah, same chart. Well, same sort of thing, right? But yeah, you are seeing that upwards momentum on the daily here, which is nice to see. It's nice to see you're not setting any lower highs at all. You're literally just smashing these higher lows continuously up, which is nice, which is really good to see. You did test this 55 moving average, which you did find a bit of resistance on. So in terms of a daily target for that, I would be looking at a nice daily candle close above that, and then you would be looking at a nice bit of momentum from there. But as you can see here, we do have these lower high points coming through here, a nice horizontal level of resistance to think about. If we do get over that 55, we could be looking at a little bit of resistance resistance from this point as well. So take that into account when trading. But at this point in time, it's not looking bad in terms of, obviously, if it's on QCon, I presume you're going for a hodl, right? So I would be looking at, you can see a key resistance line coming through down here, right, from this top side here. I would be looking at getting a break off that to see progression momentum to the upside. But yeah, as I was saying at the start here, you've obviously seen these insane gains, right? These absolutely insane gains recently, and that obviously shows there's a lot of confidence in this coin itself. There's a lot of confidence in this coin itself. I don't know the fundamentals behind it. It might be worth me researching as well, because it looks pretty good in terms of confidence. But yeah, so it's looking not too bad. I would be looking for a crucial point to clear this point for another leg up from there. And then you could be looking at breaking previous all-time highs from that point there. But yeah, crucial to get over that 0.28. But yeah, I would be inclined to be bullish on this right now, because as you can see, these points here, this is just correctionary periods, right? This is just correctionary periods. This is unheard of. This is just unheard of stuff going on here. But yeah, this is all correctionary periods. So that's actually healthy. So don't worry about these previous crashes. I would be looking for that next few legs up, right? Next few legs up. But as you can see, the only problem I would see with it at this point in time, you're seeing those gains, right? You're seeing those big gains. You need some sort of mini consolidation period in a sense here. Oh, Richard's back, for God's sake. Yeah, there you go, blocked. Yeah, as you can see here, you do need a bit of a consolidation period for us to be healthy. No, just, oh God, yeah, consolidation period to be healthy here for another leg up, right? So I would be looking at basically going sideways, potentially along this 200 moving average for a while before even thinking about testing this zone here. If you're going to test this zone here pretty imminently, you're going to see some resistance. You're going to see some rejection, considering the amount that you've pumped up from there. You don't want to be going parabolic here. You want to be chilling. You want to be consolidating. You want to be aiming for this point here and then taking another leg up from there. And then yeah, that'd be it basically. I mean, worst case scenario, you don't respect this 200 and you see a rejection from there. But as I said, it's quite a new coin, and I don't know the fundamentals from it, so I think that would be primarily fundamental based, right? As I think it's a bit too, not too much going on for it to be like insane FOMO to the market, right? And obviously it's on KuCoin, so it's not really in a sense that established. But yeah, potentially a great early position there for you, bro. Good stuff. Good stuff. Pond for NX there. Oh. Bit old pond on the old tether. On Binance, yeah. So this is the low point, obviously, with that crash there. Candle close for that low point was at around that $4 cents and 86 there. In terms of progression to the upside right now, it's not looking so bad. It's not looking so bad. Yes, we did see that wave up. That's the wrong tool. We did see that. What is happening here? We did see that wave up here in terms of progressionary buying power from that low point, which we saw on a lot of the charts, right? We did see that on a lot of charts. Obviously, this is fairly new, right? It's fairly new on Binance itself, so it's a pretty new Binance listing. It has just pretty much gone sideways. From there, that was the high point around 30 cents. And then from there, we are currently sat trading at around 9 cents. Yeah, 9 cents we're currently trading at. I mean, in terms of looking for a leg up further, I would be looking at these crucial points here. You've got a lower high coming through here and a lower high coming through here in terms of these high points, in terms of this downtrend, right? Yeah, I would be looking at that crucial point to break them to the upside for that continuation to the upside here. But as you can see here, where we're currently testing at this point is this crucial lower high point that we have been talking about for Bitcoin primarily, right? For Bitcoin primarily, this lower high point that we've got coming through here. So yeah, definitely, this dude, man. Just gonna make accounts. The thing is, Bertrand, I've banned I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 accounts from this guy. So he just keeps making new accounts. It's just so annoying. Yeah, 7. He actually came from Hamilton's stream. I don't know what he's doing with his life. Get a job, man. But yeah, yeah. In terms of crucial resistance points right now, crucial level of support right now, would be finding support on this point to basically eradicate. Shake my head, yes, sir. Yeah, to basically eradicate these lower high points here and basically find that momentum to the upside. If we can do that, that's going to be ideal. We could be looking at testing this 200 moving average from here. But yeah, as you can see, we are consolidating pretty much here. We're consolidating pretty much here. Not too much going on. I can see a potential symmetrical triangle playing out here if we jump down to some smaller time frames. But yeah, it does look pretty swingy. Pretty swingy indeed. And obviously, I don't really know the fundamentals behind this coin. But yeah, it doesn't look so bad. I would be inclined to say this would be a really bad point if you were to lose this, because this is the higher low of that previous swing down. So if you were to lose this higher low point here at that 0.8 cent 73, that's when I would be seeing a leg down from there, potentially coming to this volume weighted ATR band here. But yeah, a few things to think about on the old pond there. definitely something to take into account. I mean, guys, to be honest, I've been going for like probably nearly 3.5 hours today, so I am going to probably round off the stream here. If you want anything done on a coin, I'd get that in there really quick, because I am going to shoot Ren for Tyler. Yeah, guys, I'm going to round it off after I've done Ren here. So yeah, great to have you here. That looks like a pump and dump coin instantly. Great to have you guys here. Really, really appreciate it. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed the stream here today, guys. And I will be back tomorrow morning, not 8 till 9. I'll be starting the stream around 8 till 9 in the morning. And I'll be going for like 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours every single morning. So yeah, smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you never want to miss my uploads. I will also be doing, I do Bitcoin updates, long, short positions for all altcoins as well. So yeah, guys, if you do enjoy that content, smash that subscribe button and smash them likes, because it helps me out tremendously, because I am obviously a new YouTuber on the block here, and I do need that extra support. Ren here for my guy Tyler out here, right? Ren for Tyler out here. Let's jump to we're on the daily, right? Yeah, we're on the daily right now, currently trading at 57 cents. Yeah, 57 cents currently here. This was obviously the crypto crash thing that happened here. Oh, no, it wasn't. That was, I don't know what this was. Tyler, you probably know more about me than that. But yeah, that's just insane manipulation in my opinion right there. Not very good indeed. But yeah, right now, I mean, in terms of upwards momentum, you are setting higher lows, right? You are setting higher lows. But with that being said, you are pretty inclined to be setting a lower low in terms of what's happening here. If you are going to be seeing a reversal in the trend coming through here. But in order to see that, you would need to see that rejection off these key points here, which is obviously these lower high points that we've got coming through here. So yeah, ideally, you want to be holding your own here, finding that support, progressing to the upside, smashing through these higher close points here at that 60 cents. If you're not going to, you're going to be looking at that progression to the downside, right? And that's when we're going to jump to the smaller time frames, 4 hourly, right? Well, that's not looking bad on the 4 hourly right now. Ham's brought me here. Sweet, bro. Yeah, he's my brother. We literally trade together like every day, so yeah, he's my brother. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, thanks for being here as well. Oh yeah, there's Hammy. You sweaty dog, 3.5 hours streaming. Yeah, man. Obviously, my stream cut out this morning. My computer just completely crashed, so I thought, yep, jump back on. Pretty unprofessional. I had 30 viewers and it just completely crashed. Completely shut everything down, so cancelled the stream. Really, really annoying. Awesome info, liked, subs. Thank you very much, Mr. F. Sorry. I'm sure I'll see you here again. And because you are one of the first 500 subs of mine, you're going to be classed as an OG. So if I see you in the chat, you were the OG. Got a couple of them coming through right now. But yeah, so at this point in time with Ren, you can see this pretty dominant support line coming through here. So if you are going to come down, you know you've got, in a sense, a safety net to catch you, right? In a sense, a safety net to catch you. But as you can see, we have pumped pretty consecutively for a while. Been around 32% recently in the last day or so. So that's not too bad over the weekend, not too bad at all. But that does obviously mean you do need some sort of consolidation period to happen here. Otherwise, you're going to see that parabolic run up, and then that insane crash like we've got a demonstration for here, right? So we do need that consolidation period coming through here. Thick boy Hamilton. Yeah, girthy thick boy Hamilton. Ultimate mega girth. Love it. Yeah, so we are potentially seeing some sort of curl over in the trend here. Ideally, you want to bounce off this 55 and see that progression from there and just consolidate around this point for a bit before seeing that next leg up. Worst case scenario, as I just said, you will be losing these moving averages here and coming down and testing this zone here around that 46. In terms of a target right now, I would be looking at just holding your own in terms of the support between these crucial horizontal support lines here. Yeah, this horizontal support line, this one here is around that 56 cent mark, and then obviously we do have a pretty dominant resistance point at the top of the wick of this candle here in terms of that lower high there at that 58 cent mark. So yeah, definitely something to consider there. If you are to break above that, it's looking pretty bullish indeed, because that's obviously pretty crucial for swifty rejections, right? Swift rejections from there. So yeah, ideal target, stay in this zone, consolidate for a bit. Don't fall. If you fall, you're going to bounce here. Not too bad. If you don't bounce there, you're going to be bouncing around this point here. I can't see you going lower than that. If you are to lose this insane support line that we got coming through here from the bottom side here, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I can see the progression coming to the downside from there, and then you're going to be challenging the lowest point here, right? The lowest point here. That's the next point of challenge, and then obviously you've got this volume weighted ATR by coming here through here, potentially looking for a potential bounce position to the upside from there. But as you can see, let's reference the RSI quickly. We're near enough overbought there, so it's definitely something to consider in terms of the price right now. And it's basically what you want. You want that nice consolidation around the top side of this RSI, so you basically can chill out for a bit. You can chill out for a bit, let the price basically, let the buying power window down, and then you've obviously done that consolidation, the window down point, and then you see that move back to the upside in terms of the RSI as well, right? So yeah, a few things to think about, not looking too bad indeed, but yeah, crucial point, stay in this zone and don't go parabolic. Do not go parabolic. But yeah, thanks ever so much, guys, for being, your time's GMT. Yeah, English time here in the morning, 8 till 9. Yeah, 8 till 9 I'll be starting my stream. I do feel like 1 to 2 hours. On the exception, I've done 3 hours today because my stream crashed. Well, 3 hours and a half when my stream crashed earlier, so pretty annoying. But guys, yeah, if you do like the stream, smash that thumbs up, helps me out tremendously. I am going to round it off here. So yeah, if you like the content, smash that sub button, smash that notification bell. You're never going to miss one of my uploads. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you. I will be doing a video later today as well, potentially an update, potentially a potential trade there. And oh god, Theta is smashing it right now. As I'm just looking at that, right? That was on my altcoins to watch for the day, right? Crucial point to get over for Theta is this 7.83 zone, right? Potential for a long position there as well. So definitely go have a look at that, guys. Definitely go have a look at that, guys. But yeah, guys, we'll be closing the stream off here. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff there. And yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's stream. And yeah, so peace out from me, Crypto Chester, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Well, later on today when I do another video, guys. So yeah, peace out. Thanks very much. Bye bye.